I was having a look through some of our up and coming installations and one property immediately caught my attention.
This property is getting 2 Duracell Energy Dura 16 batteries. That's a whopping 32 kilowatt hours of storage, or 28.8 kilowatt hours of usable storage. And here's the kicker. The home's got no solar panels. Now, I've looked at a lot of battery installations over the last year, and when you see this much battery storage, there's normally a pretty obvious reason for it. Here though, there wasn't, at least not at first.
So naturally, I started digging into the details because I really wanted to know the same thing that you're probably thinking right now. Why?
Why would someone install 2 huge batteries with no solar to charge them? Surely there's something missing from the story. Well, it turns out there is, and once I found it,
the installation started making a lot more sense.
The first thing I looked at was the homeowner's electricity bill. This property is spending around £380 every single month on electricity.
That's over £4,500 a year. Suddenly we're not talking about somebody who's trying to shave a few pounds off the bills. We're talking about somebody who's spending serious amounts of money on energy every single year.
And when you see numbers like that, you start to understand why they're willing to look at solutions that might seem a bit unconventional.
But here's the thing, even after seeing the bill, I still couldn't work out why the answer was 2 batteries without solar. So I kept digging.
It turns out this isn't your average home. There's no gas connection. The property is heated with electric radiators and air conditioning units that are used for heating. There's also an electric vehicle on the driveway.
And all of that adds up to an annual electricity consumption of around 22,000 kilowatt hours. Now, that's a huge number. In fact, it's many times higher than the average UK household. But even then, I still wasn't completely convinced.
Because if you've got a property using that much electricity, surely the obvious answer is solar panels.
But then I found out the detail that changes everything.
The homeowner is on Octopus Intelligent Go, and depending on the exact rates available to them, they can access electricity at around 6 pence per kilowatt hour during off-peak periods.
Now, just stop and think about that for 1 second. At 6 pence, I stopped looking at the batteries and started looking at the tariff.
In fact, I realised that this installation isn't really about battery storage at all.
It's more about timing.
You see, most people look at the battery and think about storing electricity. But that's only half the story. The real question is where the electricity comes from and what it costs when you buy it. Because if you can fill a battery overnight using electricity that's costing around 6 pence per kilowatt hour, and then use it during the day when it's significantly more expensive,
you're playing a completely different game.
Suddenly, these batteries aren't just storage devices.
They're giving the homeowner control over when they buy their energy, and that can be incredibly powerful.
But this is where I hit another problem. Because at this point, I was starting to understand why the homeowner wanted batteries. But what I still didn't understand was whether this particular setup could actually work.
Remember, we are talking about 2 Dura 16 batteries. That's 32 kilowatt hours of storage, or 28.8 kilowatt hours of usable capacity. And it raises a question I think a lot of people watching the video may already be asking.
Can you actually get enough cheap electricity into these batteries overnight? Because if you can't,
the whole idea starts to fall apart. You could have the cheapest electricity tariff in Britain. You could have the biggest battery in the world. But if the off-peak window isn't long enough to charge it, you're still going to end up buying expensive electricity during the day. And suddenly those savings, they start to disappear.
And this is where another piece of the puzzle revealed itself.
The system is being installed with the Duracell G3 inverter. This inverter can charge at up to 6 kilowatts, and that changes everything, because now we're not talking about slowly trickling energy into those batteries overnight.
We're talking about putting serious amounts of energy into the system while electricity is costing 6p.
In other words, yes, the system can take advantage of the cheap rate period.
And honestly, that was the moment this installation finally clicked for me.
Because up until then, I'd been looking at the batteries, But the batteries aren't the real story.
The real story is the combination of cheap electricity, high electricity usage, large battery capacity, and a charging system that's actually capable of taking advantage of the tariff.
Miss any of those prices and this project becomes less compelling. So while I've been stood here in the rain, we've had a look at the numbers and the specification. There's one person whose opinion for this matters far more than mine. It's the homeowner. Ultimately, they're the ones spending £300 a month on their electricity. So I think it's about time we had a chat with them. Hey bud.
Hiya.
Thanks for seeing us. Yeah, let's have a little chat.
So, I understand obviously you've gone for 2 Dura 16 batteries. Just tell me a little bit about what was the decision to go for batteries without solar? Yeah, ultimately for us it was just offsetting the cheap rate at night against what we would normally use during the day. So we can obviously charge the batteries at the cheap rate at night and utilise that during the day. With the savings for us were very decent. We're on an EV tariff, so we get a much cheaper rate and we can just utilise that. Because obviously your usage, I think you said to me on the phone, was around 22,000 kilowatt hours a year. Yes, yeah. So what's that? You know, obviously your EV. That's using quite a bit. I think we do about 17,000 miles a year for that. So right. It's about a medium high end usage for the vehicle. So we're using that. But primarily we just run the house as entirely electric.
So this home runs entirely on electricity, which includes using air conditioning as their primary source of heating.
How are you finding having sort of aircon as your main source of heat?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been very good, to be fair. It's very quick. It's quick to get going. Even a room this size, we can turn the unit on and within a couple of minutes, you know, we're up to decent temperature. Whereas I think with a normal radiator or something similar would be a bit of a nightmare. Something this sort of size with the glass and the height of the room wouldn't really literally radiate round as much as something.
Yeah,
like
sure.
That, so.
That makes sense. Is solar an option for the future? Or?
Ultimately I've already spoken to the guys at your company, and solar something we would look at maybe adding further down the line.
Yeah.
But because we get the cheaper rate with our overnight charging, there's no huge benefit to us. I think if that changed, it's something we'd then look at. But
question around your sort of electricity behaviour. Do you find, or do you feel that you may sort of be more conscious about what you're using? How's your behaviour at the moment, like when you're using appliances and things like that?
Yeah, no, well, we do try and offset a lot of stuff to the evening. It's just little things, I suppose, like turning dishwashers on and setting a delay on that. I appreciate it's only fairly minimal in terms of savings, but I suppose in the back of my head, it's like, if I don't need to turn it on now, I can set a washer to set off in a couple of hours as opposed to now, I'll do that. But nothing. We don't really have a huge amount of different things that are set. We have lots of things on timers that will come on in the evening, or should I say at night. So we have things like the radiators in the bathrooms and stuff like that will come on at midnight, keep the house warm.
I think there's that's part of sort of trying to save money on electricity is having those sort of things in place, and they're quite straightforward and simple to do.
Yeah.
I think the combination of you having these two batteries with that in mind, those behaviours in mind, will really benefit you long term.
Yeah.
What was it about this solution that ultimately convinced you it was the right route to go down?
Money saving for me.
The total cost of this installation was £8,495 for the 2 Dura 16 batteries and inverter. Last year, the homeowner spent around £4,700 on electricity. And with this setup, they're estimated to save over £1,600 annually. That's a 34% reduction in their bill, giving an estimated payback period of 4.5 years.
Now, I think that was really interesting because the homeowner, he wasn't talking about, the battery chemistry, the inverter specifications, or any of the fancy technology involved. They're talking about reducing their electricity bill. And ultimately, that's what this project is all about. But there is still one question that we haven't answered. And it's probably the biggest question of all. Is this actually oversized? because even now, knowing everything we know, 32 kilowatt hours is still a lot of battery storage. And for many homes, I'd probably say it is too much, but this isn't every home. This property is using a whopping 22,000 kilowatt hours every year. This is a property with serious energy usage. Now bear in mind, they do have air conditioning, which they're using for heating as well, along with electric radiators. They've also got an EV, and remember, they don't use gas, and gas is the most expensive utility that you can buy. So getting access to some of the cheapest electricity available overnight and filling those big batteries up seems to make sense. So when you look at the full picture, the answer might surprise you. No, I don't think the system is oversized. In fact, I think it's been sized around the homeowner's actual energy usage and the way they buy electricity. Because this isn't really a battery installation designed around solar generation, it's a battery installation designed around buying electricity smarter.
The batteries are simply the tool that makes that possible.
And that's exactly why I found this project so interesting.
On the surface, it looks like a setup that shouldn't work. 2 huge batteries, no solar.
But when you look at the numbers behind it, you start to realise that sometimes the smartest energy decisions aren't about generating electricity at all. They're about knowing when to buy it.
And in this case, that might be exactly what makes this installation work.
I'd love to know what you think. When you first saw these 2 batteries, did you think the system was completely oversized? Or perhaps now you can see why the homeowner has gone down this route? Let me know in the comments down below.
And if you're looking at your own energy bills and wondering whether battery storage could work for your property,
get in touch with the team at iHeat. We'll help you work out what actually makes sense for your home, your usage and your tariff.
Because as this property proves, sometimes the most interesting energy solutions are the ones that break all the usual rules.
Thanks for watching. This has been iHeat.